Guys, and welcome back to another video. My name's Destiny. I do all kinds of things here, and today we're going to talk about my April TBR. So it is April the 12th, so we're a little far behind, and I have finished 5 books so far this month, but I do want to give you an official TBR, at least of my physical reads I'm hoping to get done. So first, I'm wanting to finish Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Monacello. I always say that wrong. But I am currently 328 pages through this, so I have less than 100 pages left. I'm hoping to finish it tonight. If you've never heard of this series, this follows Avery. I know I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Her name is Avery, and she is Avery, right? I'm not tripping. Yes, I'm right. Haha, there it is. So, it follows Avery and Thomas. And the first one's called, Stalking Jack the Ripper. And it follows her as she is in London, during the Jack the Ripper murders, and she's trying to figure out who did it. In the second installment, we are now in Romania, and she is staying in the castle that once belonged to, Dracula. And she is going for medical examiner school, basically. They are competing, and only 2 spots are open at the school. And her and Thomas and a whole bunch of other boys are going for it. She's the only girl, and people start coming out murdered, and Avery's trying to figure out who did it. Next, I hope to finish, the next one I'll be picking up for sure, and I want to finish, is American Murder Houses by Steve Leto. I got pretty far into this one, actually. I think, if I'm right, I got over 50 pages. I got 80 pages through this one. I'm really close to being done. This is all just true facts about American Murder Houses. It did cover Lizzie Borden's house. It covered the OJ murders. I can't think of their names, but the one that the murders OJ supposedly committed, it covers that house. It covers a few that I had never heard of, and so I really want to finish this. It's a really short one. There is only let's look. Let's try and see. With the afterword, there is 282 pages. So I have like 200 pages left. I should be able to finish this pretty quickly if I put my mind to it. Hopefully that'll happen this month. Next is another one I want to finish, and that is Hellbent by Lee Bardugo. You can see my copy kind of got a little banged up because I carried it everywhere. I am 332 pages through this book. There is 478 pages, so I am so close to being done. Again, a little like 140 pages left. I just want to finish it. This, if you've not heard of this series, it follows Alex Stern. Alex is a uneducated addict when this book starts, and she gets the opportunity to go to Yale and work for the secret societies and keep them in line because she can see ghosts. And they call them grays, I believe. While in her first semester, her Virgil goes missing. She is Dante to Darlington's Virgil. Darlington goes missing. He's assumed dead, and Alex is setting out to figure out what happened to Darlington, why is he missing, and unravel all of that. This is the second installment, and I'm not going to tell you too much about it because I don't want to spoil anything. The first one I absolutely loved. By the time I got to the point I'm in this one, I could not put it down. All I wanted to do was finish that book. This one does not have that drive for me, and I think that's why I put it down. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. It's just right now I'm not like glued into it. So hopefully I can get it done. I know I can. I have less than 100. I have a little over 100 pages left. I just need to buckle down and do it. I have not been physically reading, as you will see. So I do want to get this one done. This month is definitely a let's finish all the books I started last month kind of thing. Next, another one I need to finish is Demon's Fire by Lee Cockburn. This one I will probably pick up after Murder Houses, or I'll pick it up while I'm reading it. I got 62 pages through this one. This series revolves around DS Nix. She is a lesbian officer in Scotland, I believe. I could have the country wrong. I want to say it's Scotland. I believe it is. I hope she writes more books because I absolutely love this series. The first one dealt with a serial killer, and you always flash back and forth between the serial killer's mind and their point of view versus the officers, and you kind of do this back and forth. I will say these are very graphic and very real. If you have issues with graphic scenes of sexual assault or any kind of abuse, I would not recommend these for you. If you can handle that and are down for some steamy scenes, I do recommend these. They are like, I don't want to say smutty thriller, but kinda. There's some steamy scenes in the first two for sure. There's a lot of steamy scenes, and there's a lot of true crime. It really reminds me of like an NCIS or a Criminal Minds, but with a romantic aspect. I love these. This one follows I've only 6 pages through, so far we are with our main detectives again, and they answer the call to a warehouse fire and find out that there were women locked in there dead. I want to say there were, I'm trying to see, I know it's like a big point. I want to say there was, maybe it's right here. Okay, so I was right. So they found 25 women dead in here. So they were all rushed in the door. They're all piled by the door, and they're like, it's really, really sad scene. There were 2 bodyguards outside the door, and they are found with gunshots in the back of each one of their heads. So they know that they were murdered first, and then the whole warehouse was set on fire. And then Taylor Nix is her name. Taylor counts the beds and realizes there's 26 beds, but only 25 bodies, meaning there is somebody probably missing. The very first prologue, you do follow the woman who is missing. She makes it. She's so skinny and so emaciated. Yes. She is so starving so hard that she can fit down a shower drain and makes it down to the sewer. So you know that she's alive and she is down there, and DS Nix realizes there could be someone injured or hurt or maybe even dying, and she could have all the answers. We need to find her. And the point I'm at, they do find her, and the story kind of takes from there. One of the chapters I will say was with the drug lord when he figures out that his warehouse was set on fire. And the one who set the fire, you don't know who it is. They don't identify themselves. You don't know the gender, race, or anything. They didn't realize that there were trafficked. They didn't realize there were women in there who had been taken against their will. And so they're freaking out just a little bit, going, oh my God, I didn't mean for that to happen. It's good. I can't wait to finish. Like I said, I'm 60 pages through it. It's another really short one in the grand scheme of things. This one is 319 pages, so I should be able to get through it really quickly. I will say the second one, my daughter, which is called Porcelain Flesh. Flesh of the Porcelain? Hold on. It just told me. 2 seconds ago it told me. In the back here. Porcelain Flesh of the Innocents. If you have children, I do not recommend that one. It is about a pedophile ring, and I think it's going to have to come to play in here. And it's really hard to read and kind of brutal. The other main detective we follow, Marcus, his son goes missing in that one. So it's really, really brutal and really, really hard to read, but it is an indie published book. If you have a chance to read these, I highly, highly recommend. Again, I love the first 2. They're just very brutal, and like she doesn't shy away from the details. She doesn't like sugarcoat anything, and that's all that is. And it's just the reality of what men and women who are on the police force see every day. And so I highly recommend these. The next one I need to finish is one that might surprise you just a little bit, that I started and just put down, and that is Babel by R.F. Kuang. I am not far into this one at all. I am 58 pages through this monster of a book. It is, let's look, hold on. I'm trying to say 542 pages long. And I have heard nothing but great things. I personally just did not have the time to give to it this month, and I knew I didn't. And I knew I didn't have the mental capacity to give to it, so I put it down for now. If you don't know about Babel, if you've not heard about it, Babel follows Robin Swift in 1828. He is an orphan from China, I believe, who ends up going to Cambridge for language studies. He is adopted by a cruel professor, and things take off from there. I don't know much more than that, and I don't want to know much more. I know it has has discussions of race and racial class and things like that, but I don't know much more about it, and I can't wait to like learn all about it. I really like going into books pretty blind, so I can't wait to get into this one, more into this one. I'm only like 58 pages through. Like I said, like, no, am I 50? Am I 58? Oh, look at me. I am really 58 pages through. He has met a friend at school who is a lot like him. He was immigrated from India with a professor, and he's going through language studies as well. And so they become good friends and take off from there. The last two are ones that I have not started, but I do want to get started and read this month. One of them I'm super, super excited for, and I've said this the last 3 months. I just have not had a chance to get my teeth in it, but I think once I do, I will definitely finish it. And that is Almost There, A Twisted Tale. So this is Tiana's Twisted Tale. What if Tiana made the deal with the Shadow Man after all? Well, it actually tags as what if Tiana made a deal that changed everything. My sister has started this one and was telling me about it. So this one follows Tiana, and it picks up right as the movie ends off, which is super interesting. So from what I know, it picks up as, if you've seen Princess and the Frog, toward the end of the movie, she has a talisman in her hand. The Shadow Man spins a vision for her of him making a deal with her that he will give her everything she's ever wanted if she would just give him the talisman. And Tiana tells him no and breaks it. Well, in this one, she tells him yes. And it takes off from there. I can't wait to see. My sister, I think, got like 50 pages through. Or maybe closer or shorter than that. And she had not got to the twisted part. So I can't wait to see. I have read a lot of the Disney Twisted stories so far, and most of them start at the beginning of the movie. I think the only one that I have read that did not start at the beginning of the movie was Mulan. So I'm super interested to see what happens with us already knowing the movie starting out and her basically adding on to it. I think that's going to be really, really cool. And then the last book I'm hoping to read this month, I know this is a lengthy stack, but most of them only have 100 pages left through, so I should be able to get through them all. That is The Last Sacrifice by Rochelle Mead. This is the last one in the Vampire Academy series. I'm ready to finish this series. This one, I did not know if I was going to like the series, and honestly, when I started the 5th one, I did not think I was going to finish this one at all. I really had planned on not finishing it, and just being okay with finishing the 5 and just keeping it on my shelves. But instead, it got to a point in the 5th one. It probably is not a spoiler at this point. I think anybody who wants to read these and didn't want to be spoiled has. But there is a part in the 5th one at the end. Rose is in trouble, and someone has been murdered, and they're blaming it on her, and I can't wait to see what happens, where she takes it, because she could have left it at the end of the 5th one and didn't, and so I'm excited to see where this leaves us. So there you have it. There is my April TBR. I know this is a little late and I hadn't posted for April yet, but I have found myself super picky about my videos, and every time I go to film this, I find something wrong with it. Either the first one, I didn't like how short it was. The second one, I didn't like the angle the camera was at. And then the third time I filmed it, it was way too high. My camera was too high up. So all you saw was like here. So you didn't see any of the book covers or anything. So hopefully this one's okay. I did film it with my front camera, so I can see what's going on. It seems that it's going to be perfect. And this will go up for y'all pretty soon. I'm really, really excited for that. But I hope you subscribe and you enjoy this video. I will see you on my next one. Bye, guys.